58% of Canadians in 2005, September I believe, did say they opposed the extradition in a Globe and Mail CTV Strategic Council poll. So it's 58% oppose it. That's strongly oppose and oppose. And I believe the numbers would be much higher now. Radio hosts, newspaper editorials, the National Board came out.
National Post.
No extra. The editorial board of the National Post. Everybody it seems is pretty much against this extradition, but the Conservatives. But they don't even speak about it. So
yeah, the Conservatives. It's lose-lose for them because in a volatile election period, if even 2 to 5% of Conservative supporters oppose my extradition and are disgusted enough that the Conservatives would collaborate with the Americans to allow my extradition, then it could possibly be a very significant election issue, and we hope to make it one. Yes. We hope to have everybody ask their candidates where they stand on allowing Marc Emery to be extradited or even punished in Canada.
And there's a tip for you Conservatives watching. You could increase your chances of Canadians liking you if you don't extradite this guy.
Well, even if you just say, no, Marc Emery may have broken the law, but we believe he should be prosecuted in Canada under Canadian law, and that would satisfy everybody, because then we would see the chips fall where they may, and if some judge wants to put me in jail, well, I'm more willing to accept that than certainly being sent over to the Americans in almost like an illegal rendition. What do they call that? Extraordinary rendition. That's what it would amount to. It'd be a political crime. There are no victims here. No one's been hurt. Only the pride of the U.S. Justice Department and drug czar, whom I insulted and heckled here when he came to speak in November 2002. That's really what this is all about. When John Walters came here to speak to the Vancouver Board of Trade and I bought a table and heckled him his whole speech, 3 days later, his friends at the Vancouver Police Department launched an investigation of me, and they've been out to get me ever since. It's all about wounded pride and ideology. It's not about hurting anybody or breaking the law.
In fact, DEA head Karen Tandy did say that this was politically motivated, that it was about the money. You can find that at noextradition.net. You can find all the information. Next question, though, let's move along. Knowing what you know now, including the penalties you're facing, would you have done anything differently?
No, I like what's happened because Karen Tandy admitted it's all about politics. She's the head of the DEA. You should read her statement at noextradition.net. She put out a statement saying, that Marc Emery and his propagandist magazine, well, he won't be giving money out to legalization groups anymore, and he founded legalization groups, and these legalization groups have one less pot of money to gather. I mean, she's obsessed about my political activity, just like John Walters was resentful of my political activity, just like the Vancouver Police Department, who collaborated with John Walters, are resentful about my political activity. And the fact we have 4 stories of weed, marijuana going on right downtown here in our building, and we have so for years.
Not weed or seed selling, however, Mark is not allowed to sell seeds right now. That's right. Part of your bail conditions. We don't sell
but
weed.
It's a 4-story building all about cannabis legalization, all about cannabis, all about, and that's what we do here. And so we exist as a thorn in the side of police departments everywhere in Canada, of the political establishment like the Conservative Party, who is completely opposed to any modernization of the drug laws. So, we have been around for 18 years pissing people off, and there's blowback to that from the political establishment, and I'm very happy to have it. When I read Ayn Rand 29 years ago, I would be so happy to know that I had become public enemy number 1 for the chief Nazified organization of the U.S. imperial powers in Washington, D.C. So I am proud of everything I've done.
But he's also done a good job of just humble education and spreading information.
Yeah, well, we've done all that.
We don't want you to be thrown away in jail. And that's the last question. Why should people support what you've done and what you're currently doing?
Because it's all honest. I've always defended peaceful, honest lifestyle choices. I'm a consistent libertarian. I believe in being responsible for one's actions. I've paid all my taxes, never hurt anybody, only violated unjust laws transparently and openly. And that is something every libertarian and conservative should be able to get behind, because those are principled stands on a principled issue, all about keeping people out of jail for peaceful, honest lifestyle choices.
But it's all about being free to be able to do what you want to do, and that's what you're fighting for.
Yeah.
So,
there you have
Western Standard.
Yeah. And haters, I'll see you in the comment section.